Hello. So I just want to come on here really quick. I know I might be looking over here, but gotta look at myself. I just want to come in and give the word of the Lord. The Lord is saying, trust in me. Trust in me. Jeremiah 29:11. I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you. God is saying, I know the plans that I have for you. I know you may not know my plans. I know you may not understand it, but I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you. I feel like a lot of people are stuck in this big miracle idea. You're stuck in this big miracle. One miracle is going to change the course of your life. And I'm not here to say that it's not. I'm here to say that God wants to be with you every step of the process in that plan. He wants to be with you every step of the way. So you don't need to worry or pray that one day you just won't need God no more. God doesn't want to be far from you. He wants to be present with you, even in the midst of your situations. He knows what you're going through on a day-to-day basis. Pray, press in, because God is there. God is always watching. God is always listening. You don't need to be I am actually a part of prayer communities and things of that nature, people who are sharing prophetic words and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, you don't need to be trying to get these people to see you. God sees you. God hears you. That's the person. That is where your strength, that is where your peace, that is where your help comes from. So you don't need to be trying to be seen by me, them, nobody. Like, God is your help. God is the one. He wants to plan out your life with you. He says, I know the plans I have for you. You may have other plans that's not in alignment. So you're worried because you're trying to figure out, how can I get in alignment? How can I, please God, but still do what I want to do? But if your soul purpose is to please God, your actions will at some point should come in alignment with the will of God. At some point, it's about obedience and discipline. You have to discipline yourself, because God will do it behind closed doors. And that's what I've been hearing. God has been telling me that he's dealing with a lot of his children behind closed doors. There's a lot of people that want to see you suffer. There's a lot of people that want to see you down and out. There's a lot of people that want to see your punishment, but they will never get the chance. God is dealing with his children behind closed doors. You will not touch my anointed. So don't worry and trust in God. Trusting in God isn't something that's easy to do. It's easier said than done. A lot of people come and say, trust in God, put your hope in God, trust in God. I even say it all the time, but I say it so much because it is something you have to discipline yourself to do. As a human, our natural bodies want to fix the scenarios with our own selves. We want to use our natural minds and, what we believe that is supposed to happen and how it's supposed to happen. We want to get it in alignment according to our worldly requirements and things of that nature. But God does not operate inside of a worldly time. God does not operate on our physical human level. So there's no need. There's no need. There is a need to continue to train your mind to trust God. Train your mind when you start to worry to trust God. You have to train your mind. Captivate the thought, oh, this isn't going to work out. Replace it with what God said. What God said. God said, my plans are to prosper you, for I know the plans I have for you. You may not be prospering right now. You may be in a place of depletedness. You just feel drained. You feel like it's a desolate place. It's desolate. Nothing is growing. Nothing is producing. But God says, trust in me. Trust in me. Trust in the process. Trust in my plans, for I know the plans that I have for you. Trust in my plans, because my plans are to prosper you. My plans are to prosper you. That is what my plans are for you. So trust God, believe God, know that God is with you, and he will deal with you whatever way he sees fit. He will put you through processes and tests that he sees fit. Don't think that God isn't present. Don't think that God isn't hearing you because he's not answering one of your biggest prayers. You go in your prayer closet, or you go and you pray about one thing every single day, and it's like there is no relief from the one thing that you're praying about. 9 times out of 10, whatever that thing is that you're praying about, God is using that to teach you a lesson. He's using that thing, whatever that thing is, to teach you a lesson. You're praying for money, but the Lord is saying, I will provide for you. I will provide for you. I will provide your every meal. Now, is that comfortable? No. You have to wake up and, wonder where your meals is going to come from. There's a story in the Bible that talks about how God provided day and night food for the Israelites as they were traveling through the desert. They didn't know where their meal was going to come from, but the meals, it said manna rained down from heaven. Meat, food, the rain down from heaven every day. You take enough to eat for the day. You don't save anymore, because tomorrow there will be more. And you have to just go day by day, step by step, every day. Keep going. It doesn't matter, come hell or high water, come no food, no water. You know that God will sustain you. God will sustain you. He doesn't need help from humans to sustain you. He doesn't need permission from humans to sustain you. He says, my plans are to prosper you. My plans are to prosper you. For I know the plans I have for you. That is what God is saying. And I will deal with you in the manner that I see fit, because I am your God. That is what God is saying. My plans are I understand you don't know my plans. I understand you don't know how you're going to get from A to B. I understand. It's not for your human mind to even understand right now. It's not for your comprehension right now. Understand that I will sustain you, though. In every and all situations, I will sustain you. I will be there with you. Lean on me. Pray. Most people, when they go through difficult situations, they lean opposite, or they go away from God. Lean harder. I wanna probe you or push you to lean harder into God. When you feel like you want to go in the other way, press forth, because God is always present. God is always present. So no matter what the situation is, no matter what it is that you're going through, God is saying, hope in me, trust in me, because my plans are to prosper you. I know the plans I have for you. Again, you may not know. And so you're trying to figure out, why is everything I'm doing not working? Why is it not working? I have a scenario like this too. It's my miraculous life, so I'll give you a little story time. There's been so many times, where I really just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know how to be. I don't know what is being asked of me from the Lord. I don't know, because I'm not God, and my thoughts are lower. Okay, I am very much so in the physical world, and I have physical needs in this present life. So I'm not a stranger to worry. I'm not a stranger to stress. I'm not a stranger to wanting to give up. That is what comes with life. So I just, again, encourage you to press forward. There's a lot of times where you may not know what's going to happen next. You may not know or want to participate. I'll give you one example. I was in school, and this was towards the end of my schooling, probably between my junior and senior year. My mother had moved back to my hometown because my grandfather was sick, and so during the summer I went back there, but I didn't want to go back to my hometown. Like, if you know me, you know I hate it there. I love it. It's a love-hate. I have a love-hate relationship for it. So I remember praying so hard, Lord, pass this bitter cup from me, because I don't want to go. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. And so I was just praying so hard against it, but God, even in my praying hard against it, was like, you need to go. And I'm just like, I don't understand why. Why do I have to go? But I went back and I worked like a slave. I've never worked so physically, like I've never worked so hard in my life. Like, I work like a slave. We're not gonna say who I work for, because if you know, you know. But you know, it's a lot of people who do that job. So, anyways, I worked like a slave all summer, and you know, it was a very difficult summer for me. And you know, I just kept going forward. I kept going forward. That same summer, my grandfather actually passed away. So, but during that time, I was able to spend time with him. I was able to spend time with my father, who just passed away too. So it's like, you always don't know why and understand the whole gist of it, everything. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't trade that time for nothing, because I got to spend last moments with them that I would not have spent there, because I no longer live there. So while I'm saying pass this bitter cup, because I do not want to go, and although I had a lot of bittersweet moments, it was bitter, but it was still sweet, you know. And so I had to go through the process. There's so many people that are in the middle of a process, that are in the middle of, you know, before or after. My biggest thing while becoming an adult was to maintain my livelihood. You know, when you're switching over from your parents' care to your own care, you want to maintain the care that they've given to you, even though, you know, you don't make nearly as much as your parents have probably made to care for you. But nevertheless, you want to maintain that. And so that was my goal. And at the time, I had gotten accepted into a law school prep program. And so it was like I had a lot of things going for myself. And I just couldn't fathom, for the best of me, why in the world that I had to go back home. I just couldn't, I didn't understand it. And so this is for somebody who just does not understand why they are where they are, why they can't produce what they want to produce, or why are they forced to be in this situation. I have another example of that, where the thing that I was going to, the thing that God was preparing me for, was not even birthed yet. Like, the situation God was preparing me to go into, God hadn't even put all the pieces together to it. So sometimes, you know, you need other people. So you have to wait on other people, God to orchestrate and set up other people in other scenarios before you can possess or go into that situation and that scenario. And all I can say is, for the mean in between time, for the mean in between time, that is when your faith is so important. That is where your faith is so important. You have to believe that God's plans are to prosper you. Believe that where you are now is not your final destination. Time will continue to go forward. So you need to continue to go forward. The worst thing you can do is stay stuck in your past. The worst thing you can do almost is to stay stuck in your present, because every moment, reality is always changing. It's always changing. Every second that the clock ticks, reality changes. So You need to keep going. Like, as long as time is moving forward, you have to keep moving forward with it. Trust in God. Believe in God. Believe in his plans. Believe that his plans are to prosper you. And know that in all things, he works for the good of those who love him. If you love God wholeheartedly, know that whatever is going on, it may not be good to you, but it may be necessary for the process. And some things you will not completely understand until you're past it, until you went through it and you can look back on it and then be able to identify. But again, in the mean in between time, for those of you who are in the mean in between spaces, understand that God's plans are to prosper you, and you have to believe that. So you can check out that Bible verse. And yeah, have a great day. I hope this helped a little bit.